Hello everyone, myself Jalaj Nagpal and I welcome you all to EduTap. So continuing with the series of meeting a topper and understanding their experiences, today we have Ms. Shruti Srivastava with us, and she has recently cleared the most prestigious exam for all the banking aspirants, that is RBI Grade B 2022. So I welcome you, Ms. Shruti, to our channel. Thank you for taking out time
Thank
for
you
us.
so much, sir. Thank you.
So
The pleasure is all mine.
welcome. So as I have come to know regarding overall your profile, you are truly a banker and you truly deserve this particular job. So kudos to you. And I just wanted to know that particular feeling right now. How is it like to be selected as an RBI Grade B officer?
I'm still unable to believe this, even though the marks are out and I know that I have made it comfortably to the finalist, still I am unable to believe it.
So it's like a cloud 7 feeling, right?
You can say so.
Yeah. So let's start with your introduction a bit. So I would like to just give you the mic and give you the podium to just explain that how was your overall journey towards RBI Grade B? How many attempts you have given to this particular exam?
Okay. My background, starting with my background, I have done my bachelor's in mathematics. So I had done my bachelor's in mathematics, so I had that inclination towards finance as well, since it includes a lot of calculations. And few of my subjects in my graduation was economics and financial management. So at that time, I started to think about doing an MBA, and therefore I started preparing for CAT. I gave 2 attempts at CAT and did my coaching from various online sources. There I scored around 98 percentile and had also from various IIMs. I converted few IIMs like I'm Ranchi, I'm Trichy, all the new IIMs.
Yeah, the baby IIMs.
No, the new IIMs. The baby IIMs are even newer. So the average package there is around 18 lakh CTC. And then I realized the difference between in-hand salary and CTC. So I thought it would be better for me to prepare for bank POs because the package there is similar and it gives you a job security also. So then I gave IBPS PO, and in my first attempt, I cleared IBPS PO and was appointed as a probationary officer at Bank of India. I joined Bank of India in 2019, and after an experience of 1 year and 10 months, I left the bank and joined State Bank of India as a probationary officer. I worked with State Bank of India for almost 1.5 years, and I'm leaving it again, but for a better purpose. This was my second serious attempt at a Reserve Bank of India. The first, overall, I have given 3, but the first one was around 2017. I was not even aware about what RBI is. I just gave the exam just for the sake of getting a practice because I was preparing for bank POs. I was not aware that RBI is so prestigious and all those things. So my second attempt was in 2020 during COVID or after COVID, and that was my first serious attempt. That was the time when I realized that it is very difficult to crack RBI because most of the bank POs appear for it.
Yeah.
So you need to be better than them. So in my third attempt, what I did first was I took a printout of the syllabus, and I saw that the majority of like the most important thing is phase 2. So I took a printout of the syllabus, and then I went through word by word of the syllabus. I actually memorized the syllabus so that if I come across any newspaper article or something which is related to my syllabus, I can just go through it and get the things in my brain. After that, I believe that pre is most important. Just before 15 days, 15 days before the pre, start with your practice with the mock test. I gave EduTap's free All India mock test for that.
So it was like a complete banker movement for you, and then you are going to the topmost position of being a banker, like?
For bankers out there, I would suggest kindly complete your JIB and CIB certification courses.
That can be completed,
and that plays a very crucial role.
So I will come to that particular part in the later part of the video, but let me take this particular interview based on your IIM preparations, like CAT preparations. So how does your CAT preparation help you in your phase 1 preparation? The course is almost the same, I would say, the QRE preparation, except the GA part, right? So how does
actually, no. The logical reasoning which is involved in CAT is very different from what it is asked in bank exams.
Yeah, agreed.
Also, the verbal part is very different from what it is asked. Like the verbal in CAT is actually difficult. However, in bank exams, the verbal is very easy.
Yeah.
Quant section in CAT is quite easy, according to me. However, in banking exams, it's okay-ish, not difficult.
Okay.
And
but I can say that you build your base from your phase one
yeah, the
preparation to
base
that
was
part.
present there. Yeah,
Yeah, so that is really
I
very
would
good
deny
to
that.
see. Now, beginning on the quant part, like quant was, you said it was okay type of thing, but for many people who are sitting out there who are from non-commerce background and those who are from even arts or humanitarian, for commerce, it's like a, it's like a bad dream for them. So how does you prepare quants, specifically quants, because quants is one of the most frightening subjects in RBI Grade B phase one. So what was your strategy regarding quants?
Actually, I had my base built from CAT preparation only.
Hmm.
So I never devoted even a single day for quant because I already knew that I knew my strengths. I knew that arithmetic will work for me. I'm very strong in arithmetic. I have my basics right in algebra. So I already knew what are my strengths and weaknesses, and I played according to that. One suggestion which I would give here is arithmetic is very important. Never, ever, ever ignore that.
Okay. And
So that is very important.
the same thing I think revolves around reasoning as well, like, because reasoning, the basis work already covered in CAT, and now you just have to go
Actually, no. There's nothing which you can actually study in reasoning. This is like my personal view. I don't. This won't work for everyone out there. But I feel like you need to be very logical while you are doing puzzles of reasoning. The CAT puzzles, they are of very high level, I would rather say. Like when I used to give them, like in 2017. Now I don't know about it. However, in bank exams, they have a simple set of questions which they are going to repeat. So take any mocks, try to give 4 to 5 mocks of reasoning, and you'll get a hang of it. You'll be able to solve them.
And what goes around English part, like, was it the same, or do you want to show something?
No. Actually, English was almost similar.
So your QRE was almost taken care of, and you do not
Yeah.
have any fears for phase one, right?
No, obviously.
Okay. So now let's come to the GA component of phase one. It is like, if I'm not wrong, 80 marks out of 200 is of GA. So how did you tackle the general awareness part?
Actually, I was never good in general awareness part, and I realized that this when I used to give my bank PO exams.
Yeah.
I gave one attempt of both IBPS and SBI, and I somewhat realized that I'm not good in general awareness part. So when I gave the attempt of Reserve Bank of India, what I did was I went through few current affair videos few months before.
Okay.
I used to go through the weekly videos of any of the coaching institutes. All of them come up with some interviews, some videos. Sorry. So after that, for 15 days before my exam, I picked up the monthly magazines of any of the coaching institute.
Okay.
I guess I referred EduTap. I'm not sure. And then I went through that magazine twice, and that covered my general awareness part.
Okay, but how many months did you target it for general awareness? Was
4 months.
4 months? And was it like it was on your tips, or was it like कि मेरे को आता है थोड़ा बहुत?
मेरे को आता है थोड़ा बहुत because I'm not good in GA. मुझे पता था मेरा QRE बहुत अच्छा है, पर मेरा GA बहुत बेकार.
Okay. So
I played accordingly.
you played according to your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah,
That is the
exactly.
overall summary of
I
phase
did
one, right?
this. I did this in all the 3 phases. I played according to my strength.
So one of the most important question in phase one is regarding time management, because this year the paper was quite lengthy for speaking specifically for reasoning and quants. So do you want any comment, or do you want to give any comments regarding time management? Like how you have, if you are sitting over there for 2 hours, then how you have to, like, all those sectional timings are there, but how you have to manage and how you have to leave a particular question, move to the next one, and overall something like this.
See, here's what I said before about the mock exams. They help. EduTap every week used to take free tests of phase one. So what I did was I appeared for all those 3 mocks. When I sat for that, I actually experienced, okay, ये वाला question ज़्यादा time ले रहा है, so I don't have to pick this particular question in the exam. So I gave 5 to 6 mocks of pre, because that is very because clearing pre is very crucial. Because if you don't pre of mains or interview का तो कोई सवाल ही नहीं है. So सबसे पहले mocks बहुत important है, and take mini mocks, like you can take one sectional mocks from like you can buy the course or whatever, depends on the candidate, but I would suggest you take mocks.
Okay, so mocks was the most important time management skill. They will help you regarding all the different aspects as well. Now coming to the
They will
score of
teach you
phase.
which question to pick.
Yeah. So that is really very important technique. So do you have any remembrance regarding your score of phase 1? Like if you want to share just a rough number.
I don't exactly remember my score, but I was hardly 1 or 2 marks above the overall cutoff.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hardly 1 or 2 marks above the cutoff.
So maybe in the range of 65 to 70, right? Because the cutoff was something
somewhere around that only.
Okay, so that is.
I actually don't remember that.
Okay, chalo, no issues. Now let's move our preparation guide to the phase 2 component. So as we all know, there are 3 papers to phase 2. The first is English, ESI, and FM. The first, let's start regarding the English component, the descriptive part, as well as how did you prepare overall your journey regarding the descriptive part. Can you please comment on that?
Actually, to be very frank, I feel like if you are preparing for ESI and FM, since they both involve the descriptive part, you automatically prepare for English as well.
But the
few things which
component,
I have prepared, that's what I'm coming to. I just went through a few of the videos on EduTap's YouTube channel. There was one video regarding how we have to write the Pressy. I went through all the videos of essay, Pressy, letters, whatever, what all things are asked there. So Pressy में सबसे ज़्यादा important ये होता है, you have to take the sentence from the passage, उसे खुद पढ़ो, सोचो कि तुम उसे कैसे बोलोगे, and write it down. But that's all about Pressy. Stick to the word limit in English specifically. Don't commit any spelling mistake or grammatical mistakes. ये 4 चीजें बहुत important है English में.
Okay, and the same thing goes for essay as well.
Essays mean you have to quote real life examples. If like I wrote an essay on women empowerment or women entrepreneurship, something like that was there. So I actually stated कुछ दिन पहले मैंने newspaper में पढ़ा था, and also I work in a bank, तो हम SHGs को loan देते हैं for various purposes. तो जब हम SHGs को लोन देते हैं तो वो कुछ SHGs particularly pickle making में मतलब manufacturing of pickles या farm based products में जाती हैं. So you can quote this example as well कि even SHGs are an example of women entrepreneurship को empower कर रही है लोगों को. So you can quote some real life examples like that.
So I like that particular how you are using your work life experiences in your descriptive component.
Because see, even if you are reading a newspaper, थोड़े दिन पहले I remember a case, वहाँ पे था an 80-year-old female. She has started her business right now, and she's making papads. And papad में Lijjat papad is also like you have heard about it. तो वो जो उसका history, if you go behind on the history of papads, वो ऐसे ही start हुआ, वो females ने ही start किया. So you can quote these things in your essay. So that will make an impactful presentation there.
And the same thing for RC as well. Like RC is bit of.
Just a second. Excuse me.
Okay, no issues. So I was yeah, completely audible.
I'm so sorry for the disturbance.
Yeah, no issues. So just let me know what for reading comprehensions, like what was your strategy regarding RC? Was it like plain and basic simple strategy?
Again, this was covered with my CAT preparation.
Okay.
I somewhat got a hang of different type of passages and what all RCs are. I went through them while preparing for CAT. So that was covered in CAT.
One more thing which I want to pick up from your preparation is the importance of reading newspapers. Like you just give me an example of how 80-year woman is starting her own business. So do you want to comment anything on how to read a newspaper, what to read and what not to read, and how can you use a newspaper for your descriptive component?
I never read newspaper for my preparation purpose. I always did because I liked reading newspaper. I liked reading random things. Like I went to, it was completely random. I read Mint newspaper for 2-3 months before my interview. That was when I seriously read the newspaper. Before that, it was just a time pass interview. Like I like this article, I'm going to read this. I don't like this, I won't. Because since I was a working candidate, 10 to 7, you sit in an office. After that, you don't get time. You have to study for RBI as well. So I didn't stick to any newspaper.
Okay, so I just want to again pick up from this 10 to 7 period. Like, how did you manage your overall preparations? Like, being a working aspirant myself, I come to know that it's really very tough. So how did you manage? How did you manage that particular time? Like, how did you maintain that equilibrium that I have to study as well at the same time I have to work for the greatest public sector bank in India, that is SBI?
See, if you want to achieve something, the motivation comes from yourself. No one else can motivate you. So in my initial year of SBI posting, I was posted in Delhi. So I had around 1 hour to travel from each side. So what I did, I utilized my time in morning. Just before reaching the office, I left my house at around 8:30 and reached office at around 10. So that those 1.5 hours gave me time to go through the basics. I went through few videos on YouTube. So I utilized my time. After that, the weekends, they are very crucial. Use your weekends very wisely. Don't start partying. If you're planning to prepare, just prepare. Don't party unnecessarily. Do party, but not unnecessarily. And apart from that, prepare smartly. There are coaching institutes who are actually working full day just to create proper content for you.
Yeah.
Go through their monthly magazines. There is no need. You don't have to read 10 newspapers a day.
Yeah.
All you have to do is do their current affairs.
Okay. So that's really very nice tips, which I would take, that you have to do less party on the weekends and study more. And that motivation for aiming for RBI Grade B is itself a big, I should say, pushing
that
factor.
comes from yourself.
Yeah. So now let's come to the second paper, which was your ESI, that is economic and social issues. Now I just wanted to know your overall strategy regarding your ESI preparations, because I have many, pinpoints which I will ask in between, but I just want to listen your overall strategy regarding ESI.
Since I'm from a non-UPSC background, and I had a very less knowledge about economics. So what I did, I started building my basics. I went through the syllabus and I realized that most of it is covered in NCERT class 11 book. So I took that book, I bought it, and then I read it for one time. I had a bit of understanding what exactly is GDP, what is GNP, what is NNP, and all those facts, what is poverty, how it is multidimensional in nature. So you get a very deep understanding from NCERT. So I read NCERT multiple times. After that, for government schemes, I refer to the YouTube channels. They explain every scheme which is in news. There are series. So I covered my government schemes from there, and I just covered my government schemes from PIB of selective ministries. There are 6 ministries for which I referred PIB. That is Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of
Education, maybe.
No. I didn't refer education. It was Ministry of Agriculture. I just referred one of the EduTap's in short videos of Ritika ma'am. She mentioned 6 ministries which are very important for RBI. So I picked PIB. It was a marathon session for me. I devoted 2 hours per ministry. And just went through all the schemes which was released by that particular ministry in past 6 months. So that helped me a lot. And apart from that, I covered government schemes from the normal YouTube.
So just wanted to pick up on that particular point. Like for government scheme, it's like wide variety of schemes are available. So how did you sorted out these particular schemes? Like, was it the only 6 ministry schemes which you read, or was it like something like a blankets coverage?
See, ESI is never ending.
Yeah.
And so are government schemes. They are just never ending. So you have to prepare smartly for that. Pick these 6 ministries because the return on investment is huge.
Yeah.
Because if I am preparing for Ministry of Social Justice, they asked actually Smile scheme. The Smile scheme was in question, and I prepared it quite well because I went through it in PIB. So the 6 ministries is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Social Justice, and I'm forgetting one more ministry.
No
I guess people will refer that video.
Yeah. I will pin that particular video in the description of this.
Please do. That is very helpful.
And within these 6 ministries, do you also refer to the old scheme which were released in the 1990s, or only the recent one?
No. Just the recent ones. I'm telling you, I hardly referred 6 months of government schemes. That's it.
And the same goes for some like report and indices and major reports or something like.
There was a PDF of EduTap which was shared by EduTap. It was of hardly 30 pages, which mentioned all the government schemes and reports, all the reports and indexes of the past 6 to 8 months. I referred that before my brief.
So and very nice to see that how it's very nice to see that how people who are like, we have a whole content team who are sitting for current affairs. They search for everything, and I
actually relied a lot on your material. I would really thank you for that.
Yeah, welcome so much. And now coming to the most dynamic part of your current affairs, like there are many current affairs. For example, if you are reading for phase one, for phase two, like how did you differentiate it between phase one current affair and phase two? And then I will move to the finance and management component.
To be very frank, I just prepared for phase one current affair, and I thought that this is it. I'm not going to prepare current again for my phase
Okay.
two,
And did you
because
make,
for phase
yeah, yeah.
two, out of 300 marks, 200 is for descriptive.
Okay.
So you need to learn how to write instead of cramming current affairs at that time.
Yeah, that's really very good point to see. And did you make any physical notes, or was it like the
For current
only
affairs,
anything like for static as well, for ESI static,
for
or was
static,
it?
I did. For
Okay.
static, I did. I made notes from my for management,
Mm-hmm.
and for also for ESI, I wrote down few important points, but not proper
Okay.
notes.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, for management, I
Hmm.
for management also I didn't make notes. I just wrote down the, because I never had that time.
Ha
I
ha
never
ha.
had that luxury to make a proper notes. So
Yeah,
what
yeah,
all I did was I just wrote down this particular theory and one keyword or two keywords which are related to it, and
yeah.
that's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Okay.
So
So
I
now,
repeat
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
particular page multiple times.
So now let's start with finance and management only. Like for example, management static, as you just told me. So just let me know that are you preparing only for RBI, or was it like something SEBI? SEBI was also there in the box or something?
Actually, I am not eligible for
Okay.
saving.
Okay. Okay. So you were
They
just going for RBI
I
Grade
was
B.
just eligible for RBI grade.
And now I just come to know that you made your first attempt in 2017, right? So
Yeah,
post 2017, the syllabus has changed like vastly. So
that's why I
at
said this was my second serious attempt,
serious
because
attempt.
at that time I just went with the flow. Like people are my college mates are appearing for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll appear
Okay,
for it.
okay,
However, it was in 2020 only when I realized, when few of my friends started preparing for it, and I saw them making it to the interview. So that was the time when I realized that okay, I can also prepare for it.
okay. So speaking for management static, it's very wide. Like starting from motivation and going to the ethics component is very wide. So what was your strategy regarding it? I just come to know that you made some notes as well, but how did you cover so much of the wide gamut of topics?
See, for this, I referred EduTap summary sheets.
Okay.
They are available on your website also, and you can
Hmm.
also subscribe. Users can also subscribe for it. The EduTap summary sheet is very, like, it's very concise and it's to the point. So what
Okay.
I did was I referred the syllabus, I referred the summary sheet. If it was important, I read it,
Hmm.
and then I read it multiple times, 2 to 3 times. So I
Okay.
used technology here. What I did was you can play your PDF, like in Adobe, you can actually make
Yeah,
your
yeah,
PDF,
yeah.
convert it into the audio. So that's what I did. In my actually pre and means, I was suffering from corneal ulcer, so I was unable to see much.
Okay,
So
okay.
I used this particular strategy. So when someone speaks to you,
Mm-hmm.
you actually remember it in your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
subconscious mind.
Mind.
It gets registered.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
used this.
So I should like to bring that as a particular highlight for your interview session, that how you are using the technology towards your own advantage. So that's really very good to see, and that's really very nice to see as well. Now moving to the digging more you on the management part, like for example, motivation, leadership are just the basic chapters. But moving on to the advanced chapters like organizational change, organizational behavior, ethics, for example, there was a question on ethics in this particular exam as well. So how did you again manage these particular news sets? I know that you are using that particular technology part, but again, a UPSC aspirant has a more upper hand when it comes to the ethics component. So was it something like, did you prepare something extra, or was it like only the summary sheets?
So it was only the summary sheets. I did not actually. The
Okay.
point is, you don't have to learn each and everything. You just need to
Okay.
be better than the crowd.
Okay. So you just have to be a,
That's the whole purpose.
yeah,
I know if I'm reading one particular thing, I'll perform better than few
yeah,
more
yeah.
people. So that was the main thing which I had in my mind at that time. So I
Okay.
referred EduTap summary sheet
Mhm.
and I revised it multiple times.
Okay. Okay. And what was it, the same strategy used for descriptive as well? Management descriptive?
So for management descriptive, the questions were very straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay, so if
Okay.
you already know what all things are involved in a particular theory, and if you are able to recollect it then and there, use it.
Mhm.
Also use real life examples. Like I'm already working, so I use my experience in my answer writing.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
I was
Okay.
talking about management, since I am at a managerial level, so I would actually write that how come this particular theory of management will help
Mhm.
managers. So I use these type of examples.
Okay, that's really very nice to see again, because you are using everything around you and you are just curving your energies into this.
I had no other option.
Yeah, that's really very good to see. Now, again, let's move to the finance static part. You have your I think some of a finance subject in your graduation. So finance, I think, was not a big trouble for you, right?
Also, I completed my GIB and CIB.
Yeah.
So that was done and dusted there only, since most of the topics which are asked in RBI is covered in GIB and CIB. So if if you want to refer any material for finance, you can either refer EduTap summations or the GIB and CIB.
Okay. So JAB and CAB was again a very much, they help you in the increments as well. At the same time, they are also helping you in covering the syllabus as well, right? So that's really very good to see. And what a short note regarding some finance descriptive part. Was it the same as management descriptive or something new was there?
I guess there was a question about global financial crisis.
Yeah.
And it was clearly written in the syllabus. So I had prepared it really well. So I wrote that. And I guess there was one more question on RBI annual report or some report by RBI.
Okay.
I guess financial stability report or annual report. I'm unable to recollect right now. So since I went through that particular report, since that was from RBI only, so I wrote the particular answer properly. So these two were the extra sources which I see. One thing which I would say is stick to the syllabus. If you are unable to find the sources from where you have to do that particular thing, Google it, go for deeper sources. Like you have to just stick to the syllabus. If you're getting the sources from EduTap, it's well and good. Otherwise, search the YouTube, but you will get each and everything from EduTap.
Yeah. So thank you. That is really very good to see that how we are providing a holistic coverage to your preparation. So now let's bring out some like being specific to RBI website. So there are many students who ask us doubt that how we have to cover RBI website and so on and so forth. So I would just like to take your views on it. Did you cover RBI website holistically, or was it something like again referring to the magazines part or something?
See, until unless you are not until unless you don't get a call for interview, there's no point in reading RBI website because it's vast. It's never ending. That would never end. So it's better you for pay and main you stick to the magazines, and for interviews you can refer the RBI website.
Okay. And speaking, say the same for PIB. So for PIB, you just refer to those 6 ministries, right? So there is nothing.
Yeah, for PIB, I referred PIB website for those 6 ministries.
Okay, so you just filtered it out and you just made your own target that I have to cover this part only. So that is really very good to see that how you have build your own experiences, build your own, taken a lesson from all your experiences and channelizing that to the Grade B examiner. Now let's come to the end stage of this particular examination, which was an interview. So after clearing phase 2, what was your overall strategy regarding interview? How was your overall build up regarding interview? How many steps did you take? And just take me through your journey regarding interview.
First of all, I was not sure that I'll clear my phase 2 since I was suffering from coronal ulcer, as well as I was not well prepared for my phase 2. So I was quite sure that I'll not make it to the interviews. So when the call letters were out, I was in a state of shock. It took me a day or two to recover from it. And after that,
just I wanted to bring that particular point. You just have a good, which I believe that you just said a good statement that you just have to be a best from the crowd part. You just have to be ahead from the crowd.
You have to perform better from there.
Yeah, that was the same thing. So you just perform that thing and you got the interview call. Now just please continue.
For the interviews, I believe first and foremost, I started reading Mint. What I did was I downloaded Mint of the I took the subscription and read Mint newspaper for the past 3 months. Like the result was out in July, and then I read newspaper of July, August, and September. My interview was on 20 September. So for these 3 months, I read Mint newspaper. It took me around 1 hour daily. So without any gap, I did this.
Yeah, no issues.
I did this. Apart from that, a few people kept on sharing few important newspaper articles on the various groups, interview preparation groups. So I just went through them once. Apart from that, I prepared the basic. For my interview preparation, you need to see the type of rejection which I have had. I'm rejected from IIM Ahmedabad. I was rejected from IIM Bangalore. So I was fearful of interviews. Whenever, even for today, when you ask, are you willing to give an interview? I actually went back to that particular phase. Okay, I might face another rejection or something like that. So that fear of rejection is there. So I was in a mental state that if they want to take me, since I'm a banker, उन्हें लेना है तो वो लेंगे, उन्हें नहीं लेना होगा वो नहीं लेंगे. मैं कुछ ऐसा नहीं कर सकती, so मैं उन्हें compel कर सकूं कि वो मुझे लें. However, मैं अपनी तरफ से prepare करूंगी. So I read 3 months Mint newspaper. मेरी अभी अभी rural posting हुई है. I am posted in Nainital right now. That's a wonderful place. So I prepared नैनीताल. मतलब मैंने प्रॉपर एक एक चीज यहाँ पे कहाँ घूमने की चीज है, यहाँ के लोगों को क्या प्रॉब्लम है, यहाँ का सोशल स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, यहाँ का फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, यहाँ पे कितनी प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग है, यहाँ एसएचजी का क्या स्टेटस है, मेरी ब्रांच में एसएचजी का क्या स्टेटस है, लीड बैंक कौन सा है. आई वेंट टू ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. मैंने एक एक चीज प्रिपेयर की. जनधन अकाउंट कितने हैं, हम डिजिटल कैसे और कर रहे हैं. मतलब आई प्रिपेयर ईच एंड एवरीथिंग.
So basically, it was like complete financial inclusion part.
Complete financial inclusion. Or also, I left Bank of India and joined State Bank of India. So this was a very obvious question कि वो मेरे से पूछेंगे why State Bank of India, because and they actually convinced me कि Bank of India is better than State Bank of India, and I was convinced with them कि हाँ sir, in terms of working it is better. However, दोनों ही banks अच्छी हैं. But बात यही है कि I prepared each and everything. यहाँ पे tourism से क्या better है. Then RBI की website, सारे speeches, past एक साल की reports, RBI annual report. उसके बाद I booked a slot with few coaching few for mock interview. EduTap was one of them. EduTap का मैंने सबसे लास्ट में शेड्यूल किया था, and because I somewhat had a trust कि ये अच्छा ही होगा, और तब तक मैं प्रिपेयर भी कर लूंगी. And तब तक मैंने प्रिपेयर भी किया था काफी अच्छे से. And then जब मैंने मॉक दिया तो it was nice. मेरे को आइडिया लग गया था कि मेरी वीकनेसेस क्या हैं, एंड आई वर्कड ऑन देम. जैसे मैं लीगल चीजें बिल्कुल नहीं जानती थी. ये आरबीआई का कौन सा एक्ट है, कौन से एक्ट से बैंक्स गवर्न है, नो. तो आई वाज सजेस्टेड बाय faculty members from EduTap कि you just go through this once. Then basically these were the sources of my interview preparation. Or my interview was not that good. However, I got 68 marks. I don't know how.
Okay. So this is how it happens. Like, again, you just have to be better than the crowd.
No, actually, interview is very different. You don't have, you see the conversation between you and the panelist. It needs to somewhat give them a satisfaction कि हाँ मैंने किसी अच्छे बंदे से बात की है.
Yeah.
बस इतना ही है. Because
so can you recall some more questions? Like one question which I came to know, that why Bank of India is good than SBI. So can you recall
for my interview?
Yeah, some questions like that.
First and foremost, he asked me कि आगे पढ़ाई लिखाई नहीं करनी थी, मास्टर्स क्यों नहीं की तुमने. And he was actually scolding me because he was quite senior. So he was actually scolding me. So I told him कि सर ऐसे ऐसे MBA नहीं किया गया, फिर हम बैंक में आ गए. So then he asked me फिर एक बैंक छोड़कर तुम दूसरे बैंक क्यों गई. So I told him कि सर better मतलब opportunities थी ये वो. After that वही थोड़ा फिर लाइफ के उस पे डिस्कशंस हुए. उसके बाद they asked me about this particular place, नैनीताल. तो सारे ही पैनल मेंबर्स को बहुत इंटरेस्ट था यहाँ पे. तो they started कि क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हैं नैनीताल में, तुम कहाँ कहाँ घूमी हो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट. So I told them कि नैना लेक है, जू है, ये वो. So then they started asking me things about that. अगर जू है तो कैसा जू है. I told them hilltop जू है, तो उसमें क्या डिफरेंट है फ्रॉम नॉर्मल जू. So they were trying to check how aware I am.
They were digging in deep, right?
Exactly. And also since I'm a banker, so they were very interested in knowing my point of view. A panelist asked me कि डिपॉजिट और क्रेडिट में बैंक के लिए क्या ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है as per you.
So that was like technical question which came to you.
Completely technical. उन्होंने फिर मेरे से पूछा कि ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट एसबीआई का कम हुआ है. Why is it so?
Okay,
तो 90% people, because उससे एक दिन पहले भी एक और एसबीआई कैंडिडेट से पूछा था and he was unable to answer. So I already knew this question, so I prepared it well.
Okay, so that's really very
good. I told them. So they were very impressed with this. This particular question actually made my interview. Then they asked RBI कहता है का टैगलाइन क्या है, and I messed up. I said मैंने कुछ गलत टैगलाइन बता दी थी. It was कुछ और थी. तो वहाँ पे उन्होंने मेरे से 2-3 बार पूछा भी कि are you sure, और मैंने हाँ बोल दिया, but that was wrong. फिर मेरे से पूछा कि आप बैंकर रहे हैं 3 साल तक, व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स डू यू थिंक आरबीआई शुड वर्क ऑन,
So
कि
it
ऐसी
was,
क्या चीजें हैं जो बैंकर्स, हाँ,
yeah,
एज कंज्यूमर्स बेटर रहेंगी कस्टमर्स को. तो आई टोल्ड देम कि सर डिजिटलाइजेशन आना चाहिए.
yeah.
देन दे आस्क्ड एसबीआई के क्या इनिशिएटिव्स हैं या तुम क्या कर
Okay.
रही हो. सो वैसे ही कॉन्वर्जेशन चलती रही, बट दे डिग वेरी डीप.
So
और
basically, what I can pick from it that it's like completely based on your profile.
इट्स कम्प्लीटली बेस्ड ऑन योर प्रोफाइल एंड आंसर्स. अगर आप उनको कहीं, जैसे आई रियली वांटेड कि मैं उनको नैनीताल पे लेकर आऊं, तो मैं
Okay,
उनको
okay.
नैनीताल पे लेकर आई.
So
तो
it was
दैट
like
वाज
a,
द मेन थिंग. तो
okay, okay.
आप
So
उनको
you
कहाँ
molded
अपने
it.
स्ट्रेंथ्स पे लेकर पे आते हो.
Mm-hmm.
सिंस आई वाज रिजेक्टेड फ्रॉम मेनी इंटरव्यूज, सो आई समवॉट वाज एबल टू गॉज कि अच्छा अब मैं इनको यहाँ पे ला सकती हूँ. So that
Sometimes
was the
rejection
thing.
can make you a better person, and
Yeah,
it
it
can make
actually
you.
helped a lot.
Yeah. So I think we have covered a variety of topics starting from phase one to interview part. Now I just wanted to bring some special small pointers. Like uh, this particular attempt was your overall third one. So how did you change? Did you change anything extra, or did you just maintain that overall flow of phase of your second attempt and third attempt? Did you made anything different in this particular attempt?
So, see, suppose this was actually, to be very frank, I considered this as my second attempt only, because the
Okay.
first one which I gave was
Was
long back
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
2017, first and foremost. And
Mm-hmm.
secondly, I was not even aware about the paper at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, technically speaking, I do consider this as my second attempt only, because in my first attempt, I started studying about this. Okay, what all things are there.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it hardly takes you 1 or 2 serious attempts to crack this exam if you
Yeah.
prepare smartly for it and stick to the resources.
Okay, okay, okay. So, did you analyze like any mistakes which you didn't do in the third attempt, and you attempted like the same mistakes in this particular attempt as well?
The positive point which I had was 200 marks are allotted to descriptive.
Yeah.
I mean, I perform better than people. I perform better in descriptive in
Mm-hmm.
comparison to objective. So I was really relaxed that I had descriptive 200 marks are allotted to descriptive section only.
Yeah.
So I made it, and also in offices we do keep on writing note. We put up notes to regional managers. We write letters to district authorities. So I had a grasp on how to write formal letters, how to write formal, how to have a
Mm-hmm.
formal conversation. So this helped a lot.
Yeah.
Apart from that, for apart from that, from descriptive, you can take mock for descriptives for ESI and FM both.
Okay. So I think we have covered variety of topics. So let me see the chat box if there is any doubt from the students. So Sachin is asking that how you have managed your studies along with your job. I think we have already cleared that. If you
I
just
have
wanted
already.
to run up again with this type of motivation, or how, if you wanted to just give some innovative answer to that, I can just give you a give you a moment, or we can skip that.
Actually, the motivation comes from within. And
Okay.
also, I had a friend circle which was very. I had one more a friend of mine. He's also a banker, so we
Hmm.
prepared together. So if one of us was not feeling good, or one
Mm-hmm.
of us was almost on the verge to quit, the
Correct.
other one motivated.
Yeah.
So even that helps.
Yeah, that's really very nice to see. Nikhil is asking regarding current affairs sources. So we have already done this particular part, and there are some personal questions, but I think there is one more question. How about typing speed? Like they are asking you regarding some typing speed. Were you like
You have
crossing
to
30
practice.
practice? And that is the only short
Stick to
answer,
the
which
word
is
limit. You
stick to
have to
the,
practice.
yeah, you have to practice. So that was really a very nice conversation with you, Shruti. And I think we have touched regarding various points. But my last question to you is like, what advice you would like to give to those students who have faced rejections in the past, and how they should come fresh in this particular exam right now in 2023? So this is my last question for you.
It's very difficult to face a rejection. I have
Mhm.
faced many rejections. I know it's very difficult to get back again.
Hmm.
Just sit and analyze, do you really want to do this? And if the answer is yes, go ahead. And if the answer is no, think of something else. When I was rejected from various MBA colleges, I actually sat down at that time and I actually analyzed whether I really want to do this. And the answer was no. I
Mhm.
just wanted a decent CTC because of which I was going for an MBA. So then I realized it's better to pick bank PO because new IIMs जब मैंने छोड़े थे, when I left IIM Ranchi, IIM Trichy, even IIM Shillong, हर कोई मेरे घर में था कि you are leaving such prestigious colleges, तो कल को अगर तुम्हें सरकारी नौकरी मिली तो क्या करोगी? सो वो डर लाइफ में सबसे बड़ी चीज होती है कि मैं इतनी अच्छी चीज छोड़ रही हूँ, उसके बाद कुछ नहीं मिला तो क्या करूंगी? सो उस डर ने मुझे पहली जॉब दिलवाई, और उसके बाद वही ना फंस कर रह जाऊं लाइफ लॉन्ग, इस डर ने दूसरी, और फिर दूसरी में कि अरे यार ये तो गाँव गाँव ही भेजते रहेंगे, इस डर ने तीसरी दिलवाई. तो डर सबसे बड़ा वो था, मोटिवेशनल फैक्टर था यहाँ पे मेरे लिए, बिकॉज कहीं ना कहीं आपको पुश करता है आगे वर्क हार्ड करने के लिए. एंड डेवलप अ गुड फ्रेंड सर्कल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, अच्छे फ्रेंड्स, और मिलते भी नहीं है जल्दी किसी भी, बट आई समवट आई एम ब्लेस्ड टू हैव गुड.
सो इज देयर एनी नेक्स्ट स्टेप लाइक आरबीआई नहीं होगा तो उसके अब आरबीआई हो गया तो उसके बाद क्या करना है, और वाज इट समथिंग लाइक अब सीटीसी अच्छी है एंड आई विल एंजॉय माय लाइफ?
नहीं, आई एम अ पर्सन हु लुक्स फॉरवर्ड टू ग्रो, तो अब आगे देखते हैं क्या करते हैं.
So that's really very good answer to end with. So thank you, Shruti. Thank you for
And thank
taking
you so
out so
much for
much
having
time.
me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
You're
for having
welcome.
me.
Okay, so thank you so much
Okay.
again, and I'm ending this interview over here.